Hello everyone. So today we'll see a program based on Pascal's triangle. So as you can see the diagram how the Pascal triangle looks like. So then now it looks like in a pyramid shape. So it has got in the first row it has got 1, second row it has got 1 1, the third row it has got 1 followed by 2. So this 2 is generated just by adding the previous two ones and then followed by 1 once again. In the fourth row again 1 followed by 3. The 3 is generated by adding 1 plus 2. Then the next 3 is generated by adding the 2 plus 1 and then again 1. So this goes on for the number of levels. If the levels are 4, it goes for 4 rows. If the levels is 5, it goes for 5 rows and so on. So as you can find some feature in this particular triangle, Pascal triangle, is that there is a space we have given between the numbers and we are adding the first two numbers to get the next number, and subsequently we are going for the same concept for the next rows, you can say. Okay, so before we proceed with Pascal triangle, we should know what exactly or how exactly to calculate the binomial coefficients. So to find the binomial coefficient, I can write the formula NCR is equal to R factorial by R factorial into n minus R factorial. Okay, so using this formula we can find the binomial coefficient, and this Pascal triangle implements the same concept of binomial coefficient to calculate the numbers in that particular series. Yeah. Now we'll try to implement this concept and just we'll see how exactly it looks like in terms of NCR concept. So the first element I can write it like 0C0 as it belongs to the first row. So 0th row, 0th element or the first element. In the second row I can specify it as 1C0, that is the second row and the first element. The second element I can specify as 1C1. Similarly, third row I can specify it as 2C0 and 2C1, 2C2, and this way it goes on till the n rows, you can say. Now we can implement the formula to calculate the NCR. That is, I can give the formula like NCR minus 1 into n minus R plus 1 divided by R. So here NCR minus 1 is the previous value of NCR. So that is, considering the previous value of NCR, I can find the value. So in this, I'll take, for example, I'll take 3C1. So we'll see how exactly this works out. So I can say here 3C, that is 1 minus 1 into 3 minus 1 plus 1 divided by 1. So that is something like 3C0 into 3 divided by 1, which is equal to 1 into 3, which is equal to 3. So this way I am getting the, by taking the previous value, I can calculate the next value of the series, that is Pascal triangle. I can get the next value. So this formula I can bit alter and I can precisely write as, considering the previous value, I can consider it as x, and I can write it as x is equal to x into n minus r plus 1 divided by r. So considering the same previous example, I'll take for the next value, wherein I can write as 3 into 3 minus 2 plus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to, that is 3, right? So 3 into 2 by 2, which is equal to 3 into 1, that is 3. Okay. Now we'll see how this can be expressed in terms of program. Yeah, now we'll try to implement the program of Pascal triangle. So we'll start with hash include stdio.h followed by int main. That is the main function we are going to write. We'll open the bracket followed by int rows So rows will take care of the number of rows for the Pascal triangle. So the Pascal triangle has 5 rows, so it will take care of the number of rows. The rows are entered in rows variable. The next variable is coefficient, that is to calculate the coefficient value, or you can say the NCR values, okay, which we already discussed in the previous slide. Followed by S, which take care of this particular spacing. Followed by I to take care of this rotation. That is, if I want to repeat the loop for number of rows, I'll take a counter as I and I'll rotate for number of times. And J we are taking to generate the numbers for this particular series or for this triangle. So triangle numbers are the numbers generated by this J value, you can say. Okay. So first we'll try to enter the number of rows. So I'll take printf, enter the number of rows. So I'll go for scanf, %d, and I'll read the rows. So once the rows are entered, the next is I have to have one particular process or one particular loop we should repeat from 0 rows to number of given rows. So I'll start it with for I is equal to 0, I is less than rows, then I plus plus. Followed by one loop which is used to take care of the spacing part in this particular program. As we have seen, we need space here, here and here. In the diagram you can see there. For that purpose, we are taking a loop for s is equal to 1, s is less than or equal to rows minus I, s plus plus. Printf a single space. So to leave the number of spaces. Now we will take one more loop to generate the numbers. So for j is equal to 0, j is less than or equal to I, j plus plus. Okay. So this will generate a number based on the number of rows. For the first row it will generate up to 0, the second will go up to 1, then up to 2. Okay. Like that it goes for the number of levels. So initially if the value is 0, that is as we have seen in the previous slide, if the value is, for example, we had the first case, that is if we have 0 and 0. For example, there is a case where we have NCR value as, that is n value is 0 and R value is also 0. In such case, what we have to return? So when both the values reflect to 0, that is when j is 0 and I is also 0. So here we can say that both NCR, that is n value is also 0, R value is also 0. So I can say the coefficient is 1. Okay. So for that purpose, we have taken this if condition. When both the cases are zeros, that is when both the values are zeros, we have to return 1. Else, if the values are not zeros, then it is going to implement the formula which we have discussed in the previous slide, that is x is equal to x into n minus r plus 1 by r, which we have told. The same concept we are trying to implement here. We have used the variable coefficient here in terms of x. So coefficient is equal to coefficient into I minus j plus 1 divided by j, which reflects or which has the same formula which we have discussed in the previous slide. So which will calculate the value and it is going to print that value. So once the values are printed, what we are doing, again we are going back to the for loop. The next value it will print, it will print the next subsequent rows, and after each value printing, what we are doing, we are giving a backslash n. So this printf backslash n is to give a new line, that is to leave a line after printing a element, that is one row of element is printed. After that it will leave a line, again it enters into the outer loop, that is for I is equal to 0, then I is again I is less than rows, and subsequently it goes for the subsequent execution. Now we'll take one small example and we'll try to analyze this program. Yeah, we'll take one small example. So I'll take a row value is 3, that is rows is equal to 3. So we'll see how exactly this program works. So in the first step, when I is equal to 0, what happens? It enters into a loop as I is equal to 0, I is less than rows, that is I is less than 3 in our case. Then it increment, it goes to the S loop, that is for spacing purpose. So S is 1, so it will start from 1, it will go till 3 because as the value is, rows value is 3, so it will go up to 1 to 3. So it is going to display, or it is going to print those many spaces, that is it is going to print 4 spaces in our case, okay, and it will come out of that loop, and then it enters into another loop, that is for G is equal to 0, and J value is initially it is 0 in this step, and it will go up to J is equal to less than or equal to I. So I value is 0, so I can say this loop will execute only once. So it will check the condition if J is equal to 0 or whether I is equal to 0. So in this case, both the conditions are satisfied, that is J is equal to 0 and I is also is equal to 0. So I am going to assign the coefficient value as 1. So else part is not executed. So it will come out of the loop, and while coming out it will print the coefficient value, that is 1, and after printing it comes out of the loop, it gives a slash n, that is a line is entered, that is backslash n, then it again enters back into the I loop, that is the outer loop, okay. Again the value of I, that is the second step, I can say the I value is incremented by 1. So I was 0 initially, now it has become 1, okay. Now again it checks whether the condition has reached no, it has not become 3 yet, so it will come to the next loop, that is giving us spaces. So it starts with 1, it goes up to 2, so it is going to print 3 spaces, so it will give, or it will print 3 spaces, then it goes to the next loop, that is for J is equal to 0, again the J will start from 0, okay. So 0 to, it will go up to 1 this time because the I value is 1, so it is going to repeat 2 times, okay. So once it enters into that loop, it is going to check again if J is equal to 0 or I is equal to 0. In this case J is 0, again the coefficient value set as 1, it will not go for else part, it will print the coefficient value as 1, and what it will do, again it will re-enter into that same loop, it will be there in that loop because the J value is still 0, so J will become 1, so J becomes 1 now. Again it checks whether J is equal to 0, I is equal to 0. Now at this point the condition is false because J is 1, so it will go to the else part and it calculates the coefficient value. So coefficient is equal to coefficient into. So the previous, it will take the coefficient value as the previous coefficient here, that is 1. We already printed that, and that it will take as a coefficient value. So it will take 1. So 1 into, that is I minus 1. So I is 1 in this case. So 1 minus 1 plus 1 and divided by 1. So when we calculate, we will get 1 as a result. So again it will print the coefficient value as 1, and the loop will break now because J becomes 2, so it can go up to 1 because I value is 1. Again it prints the new line, that is it enters a line, and it goes back to the outer loop once again. So again it goes to the I. So I is incremented, so now I can say I am going to the third step. So I becomes 2 in this case. Again it will check for condition whether it has reached a termination. No, it has not become 3, so the condition still is active, so it comes back to the spacing loop. So it starts with 1, so 1 is, it will go up to 1 because the row minus what we are checking is row minus I, so that will be 1 only, so it will leave only one space at this case. After printing 1, the loop will break, it will go to the next loop, that is J. So J again it will start with 0, so it will go up to, now up to 2, that is J is equal to 0, 1 and 2, so it rotates 3 times, okay. So first it generates J is equal to 0, it will check whether J is equal to 0 or I is equal to 0, so J is 0, so coefficient value is printed as 1. Again it skips that else part, again it goes up, j value is incremented, j becomes 1. As j is not equal to 0 and I is also not equal to 0, it performs a calculation. It goes to else part. As the previous coefficient value is 1, it performs 1 into 2 minus 1 plus 1 divided by 1. So the output what we'll get is 2. So 2 is printed as the coefficient value. Okay. Again it goes up. J becomes 2. Okay. Still the loop is active. It comes back here in the condition. J is not equal to 0. I is not equal to 0. It goes to the else part. Here it performs the calculation. As the previous coefficient value is 2, it performs 2 into 2 minus 2 plus 1 divided by 2, which results into 1. Okay, so the 1 is printed as the coefficient value. Again the j value is incremented. At this case j will become 3, which will come out of the loop. Okay, and while coming out it gives a slash line, that is one new line it will leave. So it will enters into the outer loop I. So I becomes 3. So I is not less than 3. So the condition goes false and it comes back to the end of the program. Okay. So this way it will print the Pascal triangle as given by the user.